Hello there guys, and welcome back to Scottish Hill Talking. You are joining me in my usual editing suite. Hope you enjoy the antlers on the wall there. So as today outside is looking absolutely dreek as end, I thought I would do something that I've been wanting to do for a wee while and do a wee kit video of. I'm going to start off with doing what I take on a hike, and then about halfway through I'll do what I take on a camp, and as a wee sort of helper for anybody out there who's wanting to kind of start doing the sort of stuff that I'm doing, where I go up the hills and I go camping and I video everything. So mainly for like the YouTubers and the vloggers and streamers. So I'm going to show you what kind of kit I use when I'm recording stuff as well. I hope you really enjoy this video. I hope it's a wee bit educational for some folk. And please feel free to comment anything that you guys take different that I might actually want to take with me. Or if you think I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I'm always open for some feedback. So starting off is my hiking kit. So we start off with right. So just to explain what I've got. So obviously starting off, the main thing that you're going to need if you're going a hike is a bag to carry everything in. So I have this nice number 3 Mountain Warehouse. It is a high 50 litre. It's got some nice padded straps, padded back, because depending on how long you're out and how much stuff you're carrying, you want to make sure you've got a nice wee bit of support as well. You can get like cheaper ones through Amazon as well, but I've always found that the cheaper ones through Amazon have weaker sort of straps and they kind of dig into you from time to time. The game used to give me a lot of shoulder pain. This I got this from Vinted actually. It was actually quite cheap. I got it for about 15-20 £. So Vinted is a really good place to get your kit from. If it's second hand, doesn't mean it's completely useless. It's still good kit. Well, just make sure you read the descriptions and whatnot. So next thing, so I'll start talking about the stuff as the order I would probably put them into my bag, just for the order of importance. So at the very bottom, I would probably put, let's see, so I have, because it's still summertime, I have put in a woolly hat and my scarf and whatnot, just in case the weather changed. I would obviously read the weather, the apps before I head out to see what I need, what kit I really need to take. Right, so the big bit. If all the scouts are watching, take notes. Right, so again, start off with the one thing that you're going to need if you're going camping is a bag. I hate it when scouts show up to a camp and they've got carrier bags with them. Ideally, everything you need in a camp should be able to fit inside this, and if not, one carrier bag, not 500 of them. So this is my usual sort of camp bag. It is a PX Mountain Rangers bag. This was originally my dad's. He used to come camping with us when we were in Scouts when I was young. But now he's doesn't help out as much anymore. So, and it was just sitting in the loft. He was like, "Since you're out using it, do you want to use that?" So I was like, "Yes," because I was using the one that I was using when I was a kid, which was not comfy. So this one's nice. Got a good wee bit of back padding on it. Lots of straps. You ideally want something that has got at least a cross chest strap and a cross belly strap. I like to keep a torch on there, which is always handy. This torch also comes with stuff for it being a bottle opener, handy. It's got a knife on it. There's screws for screwdriver. There's a magnet. It can stand up as well, and it also has a wee lighter on the inside of it. So I don't recommend these ones for the scouts, but I do recommend them for anybody who's older, who likes a wee drink. But this one, I think this is 75 litres, I'm sure. 75, 80 litre. could even be 90, I'm not really sure. Don't think the labels are on it anymore to tell me, but it does have a pocket on the front and it's got loads of straps on the outside as well as a whole load of key rings. So I've got like my medical ID key ring on there, which is engraved on the back, which needs to be updated because it's got my old insulin on it. I've got a key ring from Ben Nevis from when I did that in 2019. I've got my compass key ring on there. I'm not going to say it's 100% accurate, but it's working. I can't really tell when a compass is off by much. I really should look into that. And I've got a couple of badges, and I've also got my peanut allergy badge on there just in case anybody comes across me and they're wondering why my face is blowing up. So in this bag there's pockets on the straps and the front belt. That's where I keep my EpiPen and my insulin if I'm walking. So realistically you would want the same sort of order that I did with my hiking sort of stuff. So you put all your non-essentials at the bottom that you're not going to need straight away, and all your essentials at the top, like your waterproofs, your medicine, your first aid kit, any snacks at the very top. But with a camping bag you've got a lot more options usually because there's a lot more pockets and stuff, space for strapping stuff to the outside. So I'll do the same sort of order that I usually pack my bag in, and I do have a couple of options for shelter as well, which I don't take all of these options. These are just depends on the weather. I properly have a good solid look to make sure I've got cover for most things, but if I can lighten the load by not taking a tent or whatnot, then I will. Just help my back. So starting off is my sleeping bag. This is a I believe this is 2 to 3 seasons. 2 to 3 seasons Vango Nightline. It's an old sleeping bag, does the job, absolutely fantastic. I've had this for years this thing. Highly recommend Vango as a brand. It's a really good brand for camping gear as well as outdoorsy gear as well. And they are always having like a good couple of sales every couple of years as well. So that goes at the very bottom of your bag. I usually try and slot mine in sideways so it gives me a bit more space, but you can slot it like that and pack stuff down either side and whatnot as well. It's up to yourself, whatever makes you feel comfortable. A lot of people still use the foam sleep mats. I'm not really a big fan of the foam ones. Never really had a good experience with a good sleep with a foam sleeping bag, sleep mat. But this is my. You've probably seen it a few times. This is the rolling mat that inflates. It does have a built-in pump on it, but I prefer to use the wee air pump because that's USB-C chargeable. All you do is you just hold it on and just let it inflate itself. You might have to do a couple of pumps with the actual built-in one when you try and swap over the pump to close it. But ideally, fantastic wee sleep mat. Got that for Temu. That was 15 quid and that was 3 years ago. I think there's a tiny wee sort of air leak just started on it recently, so I'm going to try and find that and fix it, and if not I'll buy myself a new one. But as I said, pennies compared to some of the other stuff you can get, and may not have lasted as long, but it's definitely done me a really good few trips, and it's seen some heights and some lows. So depending on the kind of camp as well, so if it was during the summer, it's absolutely roasting, and I'm going somewhere that's like foresty, I would probably avoid taking my tent just so I can ease off the weight in my bag, and take my hammock, which you've seen before, which is all in here. Again, Temu, just saying. This one doesn't come with an insect net. That's the only downside to it. Other than that, fantastic wee hammock. Had a good few camps in that already. If it's rainy, but same sort of situation where you're in a forest and it's not going to be as dreich. I always take a wee tarp with me. This is what you can use it to build a shelter and whatnot, and if you don't use it for that, you could also use it for just kind of covering up your gear during the night as well. Always good to have a wee tarp. This obviously will get folded properly before it gets put in my bag. I just haven't had the time to do it since I washed it and dried out since the last camp. Next up, so other situation, you are out and you are camping in no trees, right? Just middle of a field. and you've got to take your tent. This is the tent I take. It is a Best Sport. I got this from Amazon when I started as a leader. Was because I was using the ones that they had at the camps, but I was like, do you know what, I'm going to be out here doing this, I need to get my own tent. So I ended up getting this off Amazon. I think it was £60. It's a nice light wee tent. It was definitely a one-man tent. I am probably about the limit, like size wise. I know there's not much to me, but I can get my bag and everything else in comfortably in that tent, and I've still got a wee space either side, head to toe. So do highly recommend this tent if you are like my sort of build, my sort of height, and you're taking my sort of kit. Anybody bigger than this, I would probably say a two-man tent is probably better for you, but obviously you will learn that from your own experience, what kind of tents that is a wee bit easier for you. I'm not a big fan of pop-up tents, purely because they never tend to stay structurally sound or be very warm, or they're a pain in the arse to either fold up or carry. So this is old school, poles in, pop. I think I did a sped up video on TikTok a good wee while ago of me setting it up on the top of Castle Wall, and you could see that the inside is like a sort of insect net, and then there's the tarp sort of outside, so you can't keep them together because you have to clip the inside netting onto the poles. That's the only real fault I've got with it. Other than that, it's a fantastic tent, love it. So if I was taking my tent, I would be putting that on the outside of my bag. Usually I put it along either my shoulders, or I will put it along the base of my bag, depending on weight wise and whatnot. So next thing inside my bag, if I have space, will be, so with that camping mat, it does come with a built-in pillow, but my head, see, because I like doing my hair short, if I've just shaved my head like a couple of days before, I found that I tend to sweat a lot when I'm with that material. So I got this wee pillow, got this from Tesco. It was literally £3, so cracking, and that literally just folds out. So you can either have a silk pillow, or you can have, if you prefer, the fabric. Absolutely cracking wee pillow. This has done me years of good camps. Really comfortable, and really does stop your hair from sticking to the mat, or lack of hair in some cases. Into the wee bag, and then you've got something small to carry, and it's light as well, which is ideal. Right, so if I was doing a proper overnighter, I would also make sure I've got a change of clothes with me. All scouts should be making sure they at least change their clothes once on a camp. You feral bunch of weirdos. So to keep my clothes dry, I have this wee 5 litre waterproof bag. I got this from, I believe, the Bull Timu again. Back in the shop, but that can hold a lot of clothes, and then you just roll it up and clip it over. There we go. Really handy for if you're doing water activities as well, because you can just clip that on, and you can keep stuff in there like snacks and your phone and whatnot, and it'll not get absolutely soaking. And it also means if there's air in it, it'll float as well. Really handy. There's a wee clip on it as well. Really useful stuff. So in this bag I would have, so change of undies, that's the main thing. Mine's come with hot dogs on them. There are little dogs who are in buns with sauce on them, hot dogs. Change of socks. You always want to make sure you try and keep your feet dry no matter what, otherwise you'll end up with hypothermia and everything else. So always make sure you try and keep your feet dry. And in keeping your feet dry, I usually leave with my sealskin socks on, which are really, really good at keeping your feet dry, especially in boots that might be a wee bit leaky as well. We change your merch as well. T-shirt and an extra set of trousers. I like to try and take my thick. These are thermal ones for a really good set of trousers there as well. Something I used once at a camp. I haven't used a specific one because I've only just got it. but it's a microfiber towel, really quick to dry, really easy to dry out as well. Mark from Scouts let me borrow one time when I was camping at Everton and I forgot a towel. So really good wee bit of kit. It comes with a wee carry case as well, and you can slot that straight in your bag. Really light, really handy. Well, that's pretty much everything that'll go in the main part of your bag essentially. I also, if I'm going camping, I'm going camping. So I take like the minimum amount of stuff. I also take some tools. So the next part up is my tools that I will take. First, a very important tool. Does what it does, says in the tin, and you know what it's for. These ones come with bottle openers and a tin opener. I also use it as a wrench. Really handy wee bit of kit. I'm a grubber, so this is always on me. I've got one of these in every single bag I own, because I take a bag everywhere. So always make sure you've got some sort of cutlery with you. If I'm going camping, I usually take something with me for my breakfast at least, and then I'll try and get something later on during the day. Usually if I'm going camping, depends on where I go. If I'm going somewhere that is literally in the middle of nowhere, then I will obviously take a wee bit more food, but I always make sure I've got at least breakfast with me, as well as like some snacks and jelly babies and whatnot. So I always usually take a couple of biscuits, a Weetabix and a wee bottle of milk with me, so I can at least start the day proper. I also take a flask. I usually have tea, or if it's a really hot day, I will spill this thing with ice and maybe take some lemonade or what diluting juice with me. Not fizzy stuff like flat lemonade, like homemade lemonade. So that's what I use. I've covered it in stickers. It's a Eurohike one. I got this from Go Outdoors at either, I can't remember if it was Christmas or my birthday. It was my gran that bought me it, so thank you to them. If I'm having a fire, there might be a chance I could make some toast. So I have a wee toasty maker that you stick on the embers, and I'll be trying this out at the Hardy Webster as well. I've used it once so far. Cleans up really good, and it does do the toast quite well. I might even try and see if I can do some French toast on this. It might be a good shout. And my most important tool, or one of my most important tools, is my knife. So this is a Burkini knife, which Susie got me for my birthday a few years ago, and it is engraved with adult supervision. I've probably lost money, well, good thing I don't monetize these, and hopefully it doesn't flag up. This one comes with a wee flint and steel. I also wear a wee flint and steel. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, just in case I need to set a fire. Not that I'm a pyromaniac or anything, don't come looking for me. But aye, so that's really handy wee bit of kit. Mine's is bright orange, so I don't lose it as well. It's called adult supervision, so I can't blame anything. So I have to blame myself if anything happens to me, because I had adult supervision with me. My wife is hilarious. And another wee bit of kit. Make sure wee lightweight mallet. This is a wee rubber one. It's God knows how many years old. It's got so many battle scars, but does the job. Has been absolutely fantastic for me and really light, so ideal. Always take a wee wash kit with you. Mine usually has hand sanitizer, hand sanitizer, soap, toothbrush and toothpaste at the bare minimum, and depending on where I'm going, maybe some midgie spray, which is next. So lots of folk ask how outdoorsy folk can deal with the midgies. Personal recommendation for me is Jungle Formula. This stuff is like a nuclear deterrent, and it does work right up to the minute it says it's going to. The insect repellent factor on this is a 4 out of 4, so it does really well. In Scotland you can't really get away with them, get away from them. Also, this one, some people kind of hit and miss. I know the army used to use this. but now because they changed the formula on it, it doesn't really work as well, which is a funny one for, you know, proper burly activities. But Avon's Skin So Soft works really well as an insect repellent. This is the old stuff, there is still a bit of a sell by on it, but it's working, so I'm not really going to really be bothered. You can. I also usually take a wee for like my fire stuff. If, like, as I said, I try and go old school and use the flint and steel. I will take a lighter with me if I'm, just in case I'm really struggling and it's really wet and I need to get a fire going, and maybe take some homemade fire lighters, like with Vaseline and cotton wool, and just to kind of get me going. I try and avoid it, but I like to be prepared because you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in. If I'm camping somewhere that doesn't have toilets, one of these comes in really handy. It's a wee shovel, so you can make a hole. And I always carry dog bags, just purely because I'm usually walking with my dog, and I've always got dog bags in every pocket, but it's handy for that situation. I've got this old Wilko's saw blade as well. That's really good for firewood. That's good for it. You can take a hatchet with you, but I'd rather not have to advertise that I'm walking around with an axe as well. You need to be very careful in Scotland, especially because the knife laws are really strict up here. So as long as you're not misbehaving and whatnot, usually the police don't have a problem with you if you're camping with a knife and whatnot, and you're using it in the appropriate way. But if you are obviously mucking around with it or running around with alcohol, then and they see you with a blade, they're going to come down on you like a. So last thing for my wee kit is some glow sticks. These are really handy for in your tent at night, and it also means you're not wasting battery, and you're also not risking a fire in your tent because glow sticks are fantastic. I think that's everything in here. Right. And then I've got the hand sanitizer and whatnot, and deodorant. I usually take roll-on deodorant just because it's better for the environment, and I'm a pure environmental warrior. So my last wee bit of kit, in fact, two wee things before this one. For any food that you cook beforehand you're taking, I usually take a wee sort of cooler bag lunchbox. I got this from Tesco's in the sales. It was like £1. You usually do it around about this time of year, which is August. You will get some really good quick sale lunch boxes that they're trying to get rid of because the schools have started back and they're just trying to get rid of the back to school gear. And my last wee back kit that I strapped to the outside of my bag is this, which is my camping chair, which you've all seen, and hopefully if you've watched my previous camping mat videos, to Sarah and Andy for the name by the way, and Beth, because that is fantastic. That is pretty much everything that I take when I am going camping. Yeah, as well as like my hiking gear stuff, I will have that if I'm going camping as well. And next part of this video is also what else I also bring with me, which is going to be my vlog camera recording setup gear. Right, so this is for all my streaming pals out there and vloggers and YouTubers that want to try and come and do some of the stuff that I'm doing. So this is a wee bit of advice. Have fun with it. So I'll start with the small stuff and then work up to the more expensive stuff. I'm also using my Canon my EDS camera, so that will be in the picture that you've just seen of my kit for this one, and it'll be in the wee video at the end where I kind of zoom over because I recorded that on my phone. But yeah, so as well as all the stuff that I carry when I'm using my hiking gear, I usually carry all this stuff as well, which you can kind of wonder why I don't have major back problems. So with the camera that you can't see, I carry that in, and I've got given these by one of the boys on the ward, Jim. So this is a It's a Carrier water canteen for a Bergen sack. So I stick my camera in there. It's got space on the inside for like the mic and whatnot as well as a tripod that's on just now. I usually carry at least 2 tripods, lightweight ones, and depending on where I'm going, if I'm going somewhere that I'm going to be out for absolutely ages and I'm going to be camping, I'll take maybe the big standing tripod so I can record stuff like me setting up my camp and whatnot. So that camera comes with a mic like this. I got this camera from Very, so I'm paying it up monthly, and I think in total it was just shy of £250, I want to say. It wasn't really expensive, but I don't really know much about cameras, so this is me just kind of guinea pigging to try and see if it is going to be something that I was going to go down the route of. And I've really enjoyed using this one, so it's been a good learning one. So I do recommend it for anybody who is kind of wanting to start doing this. Like, go to CEX, you'll be able to get a cheap camera there, no bother, and a good chance it'll be refurbished as well. So you can get one that's got pretty much brand new for a fraction of the price. Secondly is my phone. Always make sure you've got your phone with you. I should have added this into the hiking part of the video as well. So obviously make sure you've got some way of contacting someone just in case something happens, but it also means you've got somewhere you can. I use this for doing all my editing as well. Some people will probably shy away from that, like, why are you using your phone, why aren't you using the computer? I can't afford a computer just now, like a decent computer. This one is basically for scout stuff, and the other one is a Chromebook that I've got, so it's not the best for editing and all whatnot, but eventually I will go down the route of getting a laptop for doing my editing, but currently I just use CapCut, and it's a fantastic piece of software. I use CapCut Premium just to use all the parts of it, but yeah, that's me. Next up, so next wee sort of bag that I've got is this wee sort of leg holster carry case that I got from Temu. I use this mainly to carry my GoPro and my tripods and all my GoPro bits and pieces that you're going to see in a wee minute. I also throw in, make sure this is where I usually carry my jelly babies, because obviously, as I said earlier, I'm diabetic, so I need to make sure my blood sugar's up, so I need to always make sure I've got something just in case that I run into any emergency. I always carry at least a couple of wee bags of jelly babies, because these wee guys are superheroes. And sometimes if I'm not carrying all my stuff, I'll also carry my insulin in there just so it's quick to hand. It's really handy. I think this was about, it wasn't even a tenner, it was like £7 or something. Really handy, a lot of pockets, clips and whatnot. You can stick a lot of stuff in here, and good wee velcro bit. It's got 2 straps, so one for your belt, one for your leg. As I said, really good quality. Temu does have some good bargains on there. Just obviously you've got to be kind of careful what it is you're going for. Shelters is the only thing I've never went down the route of yet, but I do like to guinea pig and test drive some stuff from Temu just to see if it is worth getting. So my GoPro. So I currently use a GoPro Hero 9 with a media housing, which lets me hook up Rode mics to it as well. So that's my GoPro, and I think it's off. Aye, so it's got loads of, this is the outside housing for it. So yep, I always carry at least 4 batteries, so I've got one in it, and I've got 3 more that are sitting in the recharging port, which means as soon as that one's dead I can swap them round and use them up, and I'll use them up until they're all pretty much dead. That's how I get so much footage for you guys when I'm out hiking and videoing and whatnot. So that just slots in, clips in, and that works as like a wee sort of shield for your camera as well, which you can also use the hard case, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. This is more for if I was doing something like on the water or doing something a bit more dangerous like rock climbing and whatnot, and I'd have it hooked onto me. I don't want it damaging this because this is worth a lot of money. I bought this off of Jim, again, same man who helped me out with the canteens and whatnot, in my Bergen. That cost me £200, but that's also including the Rode mics that you're about to see as well, so a really good bargain for Jim. But as I said, CEX, Vinted, eBay, you can get it doesn't even need to be GoPro. There's a lot of good action cams out there for doing my sort of videoing. And this one does come with a wee bit of software for editing and whatnot on it as well, if you want to edit on while you're out. But I just upload everything to CapCut and do all my editing on there. So tripods, I got this one. This is a, what are you? They usually have got a name on them. I've probably covered it up. It's a Go Viral. It's from B&M, so it is really cheap. The quality's not brilliant, but it does my job that I need it to do. I've stuck a wee Hilltop sticker on it, and I use this one mainly for my GoPro sort of one, so I can do some long shots. I have got one coming from Temu soon, which I'll be reviewing, hopefully in one of my next videos. Because as most of you know, I've been around for a while. I do like to do a wee sort of Temu test. And that cost me £5, and that was about 2 years ago. So if they've still got some, they'll probably be about the same, if not cheaper, hopefully. Next up is my mics. So I use GoPro Wireless Go 2 mics. This is the sort of motherboard, not motherboard, the, what do you call it, receiving part that you hook up into either your GoPro or I can hook up to the camera as well. And I use these mics when I'm out walking and whatnot. I'm not really using them inside because the sound quality in here's okay, so I'm not really wasting the battery on them. With these, they are USB-C chargeable as well, so I can charge them off my power bank, which is also something that you should have had in your kit list. So I didn't mention it, but that kind of slots on either the side or the top of the camera, depending on where the slotting slots are, and then it just hooks straight in. And then you just always want to make sure, because if you've been watching my videos this year, I've not been checking to see if my mics are actually on, but there's like wee lights in the corners, and you just test it. There's a wee screen that comes up on here, and it tells you whether or not the mic's working. So always want to make sure your mics are working. I have 2 of these, so I always try and use one at a time, even if I'm out with someone, because it means that when this one dies, I can use this one and charge this one. But if it's getting to the point where I might go buy some more of these, because they are really, really good mics. I've seen a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers use them, so they are a really good brand, and I highly recommend Rode for any sort of mic work that you need done. They come in a wee sort of carry case as well, and they all will get housed with one of the next things I'm going to talk about, which is one of my more expensive bits of gear. But to my cheapest bit of gear, and this will save you a whole lot of time, and it will save you having to carry a laptop with you if you're having to edit on the go, is this USB-C splitter, which instantly just kind of hooks up into your phone, and then on the end, as it lights up, you have a USB port, you have an SD card port and a micro SD card port, so I can take the cards out of the cameras, file them into this, and then transfer all the stuff onto my phone. And as long as your phone has got the memory space for it, it means you can instantly start editing on this. I've done it a few times where I just instantly start editing on my phone. Maybe I'm on the ferry back from the noon, or I could be just camping that night, and it'll give me something to do for a wee while. So I do tend to edit out in the wild as well. So on to my most expensive bit of gear that I use, and I don't use it in every video, depends on sort of fluff or whatever. But I do use it from time to time, and a lot of people enjoy it when I enjoy my videos a lot more when I use it, is my drone. So I have a DJI Mini 3 quadcopter. It comes with 3 batteries and a controller. You do get 2 options with the controller. You can have one with a screen built in, or one you can use your phone as a screen. I went with the screen built in. As you can see, it's a Decepticon, because I did that myself when I was a child. So this has been an absolute game changer for me. Thank you to Jim for the advice. He's really obsessed with drones and whatnot. He's nicknamed on my phone as Vladimir. He's that obsessed with drones. But so this thing has a massive range. I don't think I've ever actually reached the limit on it. It has recently just had its almost 1 year service done on it, which I did myself. so I had to replace the wings because I did crash it in one of my previous videos where I was up the cut. So it crash landed, and it crash landed in a field full of cows. Luckily it never stood on it, but again I had to replace the copters and whatnot. The camera on it is a 4K camera, and it's like on a wee gimbal as well, so the picture quality is absolutely stunning, as you've probably seen in my videos. Put that back in there, and I keep that inside of this with something with the microphones for a wee bit of padding. This is another wee case that case satchel for a Bergen backpack, and I've put some badges on it as well, so I know it's mine. But aye, really good quality copter. It did cost me a wee bit of money. That's probably the most expensive bit of kit that I own, or the most expensive thing that I own, to be honest, that I actually own. It cost me round about £500. I got a wee bonus last year of backdated money. So I was asking Jim that I'm going to buy a drone for the YouTubes. Give me some advice. What should I use? What should I get? And this is one that he recommended. I ended up getting in the Black Friday sales for £500, but I know because they're bringing out a new, I think it's a Mini 5 it's called, this will probably drop in price as well. So if you are looking for a drone, I highly recommend a Mini 3 as a starting sort of drone copter for just recording and whatnot. It has got good range. It's got programmable patterns you can put in, so you highlight something you want to keep a focus on, and then the camera can do like a full sweep, or it can zoom straight out, or it can zigzag. It does a lot of cool stuff. It doesn't have any tracking capabilities on it, so it means like you can't just set it off and tell it, right, follow me while I'm walking sort of thing. So whenever you see me do something like that, I'm literally with the controls, or I've got somebody with me who's controlling it for me and recording, or it's me literally setting it up, running back, hiding the controller and just walking past it. So there are ways around it, but the more advanced drones do have like tracking capabilities and whatnot you could use that for, but it will go for absolute miles as well. But you just need to make sure you're looking after it, maintaining it and whatnot, and just making sure everything is up to date with your drone license that you need to pay annually, which is something about £12. It's not that much, but it's really cool. Additionally, out with this kit, I'll show you something that I made. So out of my old drone wings, I made a wee display case. I'm going to put my first service on the front of it. But that was quite cool. But yeah, so that is everything that I take for filming and everything I use for filming. And as I said, I use the camera that I'm recording on, and I also use my phone for editing on CapCut. You can take lights and whatnot with you. I don't really bother with the lights, just purely because I try and use as much natural light as I can. And if I can't use the natural light, I will take maybe a wee torch or whatnot. But you can buy like lights for your camera and your GoPro and whatnot to help with that. I know a lot of YouTubers tend to do that, especially the boys like at Hell on Earth, because I know they've got like a camera with the light bar sort of thing on it, which is quite cool. But because I don't really go caving or anything like that, well, not yet, I've not really seen the point in buying one, but I might eventually go down that line. Yeah, but as with all this kit, obviously you've got to remember, you want to make sure it's light enough that you're not uncomfortable leaving the house, or too uncomfortable leaving the house, and it's not weighing you down, because if you're walking for ages and you're carrying that weight, you're going to end up doing your back in or doing yourself an injury. So please be safe when you're packing and whatnot, and make sure you're packing the appropriate gear. Right, so I hope you have enjoyed watching this wee video, getting to see my indoor setup. I know it's a mess, I do apologise. I hope this was a wee bit of information that was useful to you. I hope it's kind of give you an idea of some of the stuff that I need to do to make sure you guys are getting a video every month as well, every week should I say. please comment, share, like and subscribe to the channel. You would be really helping me out if you could at least interact in some way. Ring the bell for any notifications of me doing some stuff. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well as here. I'm trying to use as much as possible, try and get us out there. Thank you to everybody new who's here. I hope you enjoy some of the stuff that I'm talking about, and hopefully you hang around for some more adventures. If you do have a suggestion of somewhere you would like me to visit in Scotland, give me a wee shout and give me a wee message. I like to do some sort of off the trail stuff as well, so if it is literally in the middle of nowhere and it's like something really cool like a ruin or a cave or something that you want me to try and visit or camp in, then let me know, give me a wee bit of information about it. You can message me down below or you can leave it in the comments. But yeah, a wee bit of feedback on this video as well would be really good. If you could leave a comment about, is there something that I'm not carrying that I should have mentioned? Is there something that I you think I don't really need? And is there something different that you do while out camping or hiking, or even recording? Any advice? Fantastic. Please enjoy the rest of the week. I will hopefully next week be back outside doing some stuff. I know next weekend I'll be out with the Scouts, so hopefully I will have a Hardy Webster video for you, and fingers crossed we are 2-year champions. But we'll find out this time next Sunday. Well, in fact, you guys will find out on the Monday if I haven't put it up on Instagram. But yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, please get out in the hills, go clear your heads and go discover a wee bit of Scotland, guys, and I will see you next week after Hardy Webster. Bye!